Hey, Coach has got a special guest with us tonight. Phillip Richards is at Effingham County. He's a good friend of mine, been on the channel before. And I'll tell you, Richard, it's a sad day when an elite defensive coordinator flips over to the dark side and becomes an air raid guy. But Phillip is on the offensive side this year, and but he's still got that defensive coordinator brain. So he has developed what I think is probably the best GT counter drill that I've ever seen before. One I'm definitely stealing, and he's here tonight. He's going to teach it to us, show it to us, and help us learn how to run it. So, Phillip, thanks for being on here again, man, and coach us up.
Thank you, Joe. I guess, just like everybody else, I'm always looking for that one drill, that perfect drill, or a better way to practice, and you come across certain aspects of football that you just can't simulate and practice the way you want to. And I think back, from the defensive side of the ball, tackling. I mean, you can tackle them sleds, you can tackle them dummies, you can lock up, form tackle. You got to get nasty and tackle. That's how you get better tackling. I'm thinking offensively, blocking. I mean, we drive the sled every day. That's not a man. We get under the chute and step on cones every day. Blocking's you got to do it. But how do you do that without just beating every kid on the team up, and beating yourself up? And how do you make that happen? So, just thinking back to some old school days and old school ways, this drill kind of come out of option, wing tee, old school blocking drills, and it's no matter how space age we get these days and how advanced offenses get, them old guys, they probably knew what they were talking about too. They didn't just start, licking windows and not knowing a thing all of a sudden because we learned how to spread the football out. So a lot of their things are still very, very relevant today when it comes down to, everybody says you're going to win the game on blocking and tackling anyway. So why not go back to those guys to try to find a way to incorporate this into a high school air raid? And, one of the knocks on high school air raid teams is they're not physical. Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, that's just what I guess that's what we all said when it first came out, and nobody knew nobody knew how to defend it. So we had to say something, But Joe, you get good at what you practice, and what can you control in practice? And to me, toughness is more important than being physical anyway. It's the guy that's going to come back the next day, the next rep, the next drill, and we talk about, on the O-line, you made the statement, and I use it every day, it's 60 fist fights a game. Nobody don't want that. No, who wants that? We don't want that in life, I need a day off, So we're just thinking about the drill. I wanted to incorporate that old school mentality, but into a new age offense. So, how do we do it? We call it pull drill. I didn't come up with a fancy name or anything like that. It takes time. I remember the first day we did it this summer. It almost took my entire group time just to get it kind of sort of maybe walking through it a little bit. It's expensive, but it's kind of like pass pro. It's once you get it down, you're going to look up 2, 3, 4 weeks from now and you say, wow, we're better, and not that we got the magic touch, but it incorporates multiple groups. You're going to see some clips here. I think all the clips I got are with a tight end. We don't use a tight end all the time. To me, I would use it very little. We don't use a fullback all the time. I would use it very little, but we work tailback, fullback, tight end. And one side might be, the fullback might be working one blocking scheme where the front side's working another, but you can incorporate, and you're going to see coaches standing around. Kids have to be involved. Like I said, it's expensive to get it done. It makes sure everybody, the ones, the twos, the guys that's never going to play, they all have to be involved in drill. and they all hear the same coach, and they all can tell you the same coaching points. And we do it Mondays, we go all to the right. Tuesdays, all to the left. And Wednesdays, we get a couple to the right and a couple to the left and get on out of there, because, you know, Wednesday's your big team time. So we've got it down now to a 5-minute period. I wish it was a 25-minute period. You know, you could run this on a GT scheme, a semi. You're going to see, I'm going to have a clip here in a minute. It's going to be somewhat of a power scheme, a true power scheme. You could run it on a trap, any kind of way you want to do it. I feel like you can incorporate this into what you're doing. So I got a few clips from practice. You're going to see kids do it right, do it wrong. You're going to see some white shirts out there that are ninth graders that are obviously not doing it right, but they can all rep through. You're going to see kids too high, but it's like I said, we come back and we chop that film up and get it back out by the end of first period weightlifting every morning, so they can see exactly the steps they took. And it just, I think it's a great teaching tool. So I'm going to try my best to share a few clips here and just talk through it. All right, so we have got a tight end left here. Okay, this is a JV kid. This is a freshman. This is a freshman. What we got here, this is supposed to be number 2 defender. So our fullback coach, he's looking at number 2. If number 2 disappears, this fullback's supposed to loop back in and just catch this backer coming back across in case the quarterback pulled it out. He's just working a blocking scheme here. Okay, you're going to see some terrible jab steps here in a minute. Okay, this guy's going to be too slow to get there, but we do get some flat backs going here. And you can see it's just a great teaching tool. And what the tires make you stay low, the tires make you get your thumbs up, or it's not going to move. If your thumb's down, that tire's not going to move. You can see my center's trying to catch it there with his one arm he's got versus just run through it. You can see the tight end dropped his knee there, but they get some good leg drive going. All right. And what we got here is we got a pretty good kick going. And what that tackle actually read, my boy here is too slow. What he's looking at, I put cones and drills and steps. And here, when you got a cone right here for the pulling guard to step around, he knows he's got to step around and behind that.
Phillip, hit it in slow motion a few times and we'll be able to see it a little better.
All right. So what we're doing here, you see the dummy that gets chopped down there. I got a dummy set up as a marker laying long ways on the ground. And then I got the L right beside it there. That pulling tackle is looking at that L gets knocked down. That means play side backer got caught in the wash. And he's supposed to turn it. You can see he's getting in trouble by turning around. He's supposed to turn the jets on and make a touchdown block, but he's a JV kid, so he's going to turn around and think about it a little bit. But you can see right there, we're trying to simulate multiple situations that could happen. Okay, I got a log here. We're going to log this one. So they know the answers to the test, obviously, ahead of time because where I got the one man. Okay, but we're working the log, and it does make the back. He's working into the line of scrimmage too much. You can see he had to bounce back out there. You can see my white shirt, my freshman tight ends laying on the ground. Okay, I got a right tackle that's too slow to get there. It's a great teaching tool for all of us here. I think that's the left guard. He split his feet. He didn't step with the right foot. So these are practice. This is exactly what I send back to them and chop up in the morning so they get to look at this. Got the L set up again, where if that thing gets washed, you go to the touchdown block. But the tackle's reading that log, and he works on having to get on around there. 62 is about as fast as he's going to get going, so that's not terrible for him.
I love the idea of working the log. You know, we do a similar drill, but we call it bags. So we got kids holding the bags, But you know,
Well, and
I don't know if we've ever worked the log in that drill, and that's just
it
next level.
started out with bags, but it was just wasn't jiving. So, you know, of course you got 55 right in the way. You got a terrible jab step right there. Tailback coach is going to get on this tailback right here, half button it. That's pretty dang good. The kid coming around right here, he shouldn't be reaching. He should just be running on through that and finishing on the ground. So I'm hollering at him right there. You can see me raising my fist at him. We get a pretty good wash though, and we get flat backs. You know, like I know, if you get that line going right there with them butts up and them backs flat, you got a chance at a play. And you can see coaches are all around watching their people. So
Great
let me
drill,
see
man.
if I can find you a good game clip here that may. All right. So I think what we've got here.
Play this one
Yeah,
on
this
slow
is going to
motion.
be a. Yeah, this is going to be a quarterback, and we call it GF. It's a backwards power to me, but it's just telling us how we're going to block it. But get a little motion going. Let me see if I can get you a good angle here. Center's catching. Right tackle made a good adjustment. The tight end kind of got whoppy jaw, but they got a good double going there after the fact. And it is, I think the tires teach the gap down backer concept so well. I mean, they really make you get on step with the correct foot and get on the right track, you know. 67 is going to kick it. 22 should wrap it here. 22 should have cut it up right there. We worked out hard today with the fullbacks right there. They're still having trouble. You know, that wrap gets on them pretty quick. Mm-hmm. You can jog through, run through on bags, but that wrap will get on pretty quick. I have to say the left tackle and tight end make a pretty good adjustment here to get the run up in there. But you'll see if 22 hits it right there, he's probably leading on the free safety and it's probably a touchdown. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what would have happened. That would have been out the gate.
Yeah, but you see he's hitting somebody. And the thing is, we blocked it. We didn't block it great. We got 25 yards.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a great job, man.
Against people just, and they, you know, you can see what people are trying to do. I'm sure you get it too. Just trying to run things up in there. Well, good. Run up in there, gap down backer, gap down backer, gap down backer. It'll work itself out. We always say let it work itself out on the run. So, you know, I mean, no magic per se. Just trying to incorporate some old school stuff, you know, and to what we're doing. Make it real versus going down there and touching some bags for a while and then getting pissed off when you get in a game mode, you know.
No, I love it, man. We're stealing it. That's particularly with the tires, old school. I love it, man.
Yeah.
And we ran that bag drill and we never practiced a log. That was just dumb on my part. Just even that idea is worth stealing.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, and you know, get a high school kid to log it correctly. That's magic anyway. I hadn't seen one do it right yet. So, you know, I love it. It gets us going with, like I said, we do it the first 5 minutes every day with the young kids and the old kids because we flip flop and it really gets the blood flowing for coaches and kids. So.
And have you seen the counter getting better as you've been? How long you been running this drill now?
We've been running the drill. We've been at it. We've been at the drill 6 weeks. the play I just showed you with the GF with the fullback doing the rapping, we've only ran for a couple weeks now. And you can see the fullback really hustling and busting his tail over there. Good player. But like I said, that rapping's an art, not a science. I mean, it's not the same every time. And you got to get up in there first daylight, look inside, head up outside, and then you're still going to be wrong, you know. I see our GTs, our true, you know, spread counter getting better, even with the young kid that, I mean, all the white shirts can run it.
Mm-hmm.
And they know where they got to get. They just can't quite get there yet, you know.
Right. Well, great drill, man, and great job. I appreciate you coming on and doing this, brother. I still
I
hate we
appreciate you
lost that.
having me.
I still hate that you moved over to the dark side, but obviously you're doing a great job.
Yeah. Well, it's been fun transition and take some of the pressure off trying to defend all y'all guys sometime, you know. It's been a nice change. So.
Well, good deal. I know it's we don't need to let all the D coordinators know it, but it's a lot more fun on offense. It's not as hard, is it?
And it's not as much pressure, I'll tell you that, you know.
D coordinators, you gotta be so disciplined and organized, and offensive guys are just over there having fun. So
yeah, every play I call doesn't have to work, just every now and then. So
right.
that's a good
Exactly. That's probably the big difference. You got to be perfect every time on defense. You just got to be
Oh
right
yeah.
every once in a while on offense.
Definitely.
I appreciate it, brother. Great job.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, man.